Ba weep grana weep nitty bong. I'm Engineer Hoist, and welcome to our weekly Transformers Earth Wars news streams. First off, we are recording live on Twitch, so shout out to everybody who's watching live. Bruticus is here, Overwatch, Wolfman, Sharksy, First Mug, Gen 1 Red Alert. Saw Blade Prime, Oktar's here, a lot of familiar faces and maybe a few new ones. And if you're out there lurking and you haven't checked in yet, go ahead and throw a little chat there in there and we'll say hi. Big D's here, Counterpunch. Good to see you guys. Welcome to the stream. We've got some news to get through. We got a few crystals to crack, and yeah, that's how it's going to go. So if you're watching the replay on YouTube and you want to participate live, head on over to Twitch at twitch.tv/engineerhoist. There's a link in the description. And without further ado, how about we get to the news? This weekend's event is called Barrel Roll, which immediately took me back to the, what was it, the Super Nintendo days, the Star Fox, and Slippy or Slappy or whatever that rabbit's name was. Do a barrel roll! Do a barrel roll! So, I don't know why, but that's immediately what it made me think of. But I don't think that really applies necessarily for this event, but hey, you know, memories, right? Okay, so this event is when we will be getting the new bots Strafe and Thrust. They're joining our ranks. It's an alliance event, and this is one of those chance crystal events where there's just a bunch of prestiges. You earn some crystal. You earn a crystal every prestige, and everybody has a chance at the 2, 3, or 4-star Strafe or Thrust. In addition to that, you can also win up to 50,000 Combiner Spark, 100,000 Spark, and 20,000 Premium Crystal Shards, good enough for 20 Premium Crystals. Now that is pretty good prizes, even if you, obviously everybody wants the bots, but even in addition to those bots, that's an excellent little prize list there. Now, this is an Alliance Prestige event, meaning it is an Alliance event, and everybody's points contribute to progressing through prestiges, of which there are 100 prestiges. It starts and ends at the usual Friday and Sunday start and stop times, and Super XP during this event. Big Bronze Rim checking in. Welcome, my friend. How do you participate in the events? Well, it's the same way you participate in every event. You hit that little yellow event button that you see down in the screen during the raids and weekend events. Of course, you have to be headquarters level 4, and because it's an alliance event, you have to be in an alliance, but then you hit that button, you pick your zone, win your battle, gather the points, and collect the prizes. The event battle zones are the standard battle zones with increasing battle points as the battle zones increase. And here's a list of the totalizer prizes. These are the prizes you win each prestige, which means you can get this full list of prizes 100 times. So yes, 10,000 points per prestige, which means 1,000,000 points in this event. So probably only the top few alliances are going to make it through all 100, but you know what? Get through as many as you can. There are plenty of people every time there's an event like this that end up pulling that 4-star on the very first crystal that they get, and there's plenty of people who go through all 100 and never get the 4-star. They only end up with like a 2 or a 3. I think we've had some people say the last time with the Red Alert, they went through all 100 and they ended up with nothing but the 2-stars. So there's pros and cons with this type of an event. Overall, I generally like it because there is that chance. Will I get the 2? Will I get the 3? Will I get the 4? Hopefully you end up with at least a 2. But unfortunately, sometimes with this kind of event, you end up with nothing out of these. But we'll still be seeing them. And we will be seeing the regular style leaderboards, of course. They like to switch them up as they release bots. So there you go. Bunch of levels of winning Combiner Spark, Premium Shard Spark. It's all mixed up. And then, of course, the final prize of each prestige is a Blasting Crystal, which is what gives you a chance for a 2, 3, or 4-star Strafe or Thrust. You have a chance for 50 4-star shards, 100 3-star shards, or 200 additional premium shards on top of what you earn in the prestiges. Brig Bronze Rim, he's saying he's in a top alliance and it still takes to Sunday, which is good. That's one of the reasons why they made it so big. Because thinking of the top alliances, because it gives you guys a chance, because it's Super XP, to continue to battle. Especially whereas the normal leaderboards, it's an event all weekend. There is no stopping. You just keep going and going and going. So I think that's one of the main reasons behind it being a 1 million point event. Now, I didn't put it up here on the slides, but they did put the percentage chances in the newsletter. There is a 30% chance for each of the different shard prizes, and there is a 10% chance to get either the 2, 3, or 4-star strafe or thrust. They didn't break down the percent chances of the 2 versus the 3 versus the 4. Just 10% chance to get one of them. And I'm sure within that 10% chance, it's most likely a similar chance to the standard crystals, but maybe it's an even chance. Not real sure. They did not release that actual percentage, though. And yeah, so Counterpunch, if you got a question, just throw it in there, man. And if I get a chance, I'll go ahead and answer it if I see it when it's time. So here is Strafe. We'll go ahead and read his bio again, just because it's a fun thing to do. Strafe is a liability on the battlefield, prone to react to any bit of motion or potential danger with a hail of firepower. His incredible reflexes are both boon and bane, and as his hair trigger responses and often inaccurate targeting can do harm to friend and foe in equal measure. He's a nervous wreck and suffers from what he calls PDSD, or Post-Decepticon Shaking Disorder, but sometimes his sheer lack of restraint can turn the tide of an otherwise unwinnable battle. As a Techno Bot, Strafe possesses above-average intelligence and combines to form Computron. So yes, indeed, if you haven't heard yet, Computron is confirmed in the bio for Strafe. Now, I just basically copied this slide from last week. I didn't check to see if they changed it up this week. I would think that they didn't, but so there you go. Now, his ability is something that we did learn in this week's newsletter. It is called Berserker Mode. What you do is you go berserk on their defenses for 10 seconds, dealing damage and reflecting 20% of the damage back to your attackers. So that's really cool. My guess is the damage that you deal increases as you level it. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I do have Strafe in the test account, so we'll be seeing him later, so stick around for that once we get through the slides. I have not actually tried him out yet, so I have not seen this ability in action, although I hear that it's actually really, really cool. Okay, Codamus Time is now following on Twitch. Thank you. Welcome. And so now, time to talk about Thrust. We did get a little bit of a new image on Thrust. I hear they may still be working a little bit on his face, might be going back to the more of the silver face, which is truer to the model. Most people were wanting the wings to be fixed, but they ended up kind of redoing him, and now the face isn't quite right. So I did hear they might be going and doing that, but that's unconfirmed. I did see it in the chat. And Counterpunch, thank you for the follow. Welcome. I did see you in the chat earlier, but so thank you for the follow. So let's go ahead and read Thrust's nice little bio. Thrust treats fellow Decepticons who try to be sneaky or subtle with naked derision, preferring to make every effort to announce his presence on the battlefield both loudly and proudly. He feels a dramatic arrival is half the battle, a kind of psychological warfare, and often pronounces victory long before the first shots are even fired. It's a carefully cultivated image and masks Thrust's deeper insecurities. So very, very cool, very cool. And I don't remember the exact exchange, but Thrust and Strafe actually showed up in the story during last weekend's event, and I thought it was pretty funny Thrust's interaction with the other Seekers, because I don't remember what it was, but it's like Thundercracker was like, "Hey, wait a minute, that's my thing. Get your own thing, pal." So yeah, it's if you don't watch the stories that they do in that they have every weekend during the event, there's oftentimes some good stuff in there. So try to remember to do that. I have to admit I have missed a few weeks because I forget. I get focused on the battles, but and I'm always upset that I miss them. But yeah, there you go. Next up is basically he's got the same exact ability as Strafe as we've been seeing for new bots that come out pretty much for the what are we at 3.5 years now, probably for the last 2.5 years or 3 years even. Very quickly they made them even once they got both factions equalized, because initially they had some bots on the Autobot side with unique abilities that the Decepticons didn't have, and vice versa. Then eventually they did release them to kind of even that out, and since they've had it evened out, every bot that comes out has the same exact ability. About the only difference is, like in this case, the little icon is a little different. In this case, Thrust has a little image of himself. Actually, it's a little more of a ramjet look in the icon. Whereas Strafe's ability has more of an image of Strafe himself. And that's basically it for the news. If you want this before the stream shows up, you could always subscribe to the newsletter from inside the game. The newsletter also comes out and tells you about various bug fixes they have. They advertise some videos from Alpha Prime and Sunstreaker Waza, who are talking about some high-level war strategies. Sunstreaker Waza is actually doing a nice little series over on his channel on how to beat popular base styles. So if you're having trouble with a certain type of a base, go check out Sunstreaker Waza and go and hopefully maybe he can help you out. But there is actually an official live stream tomorrow on the Transformers Earth Wars social media channels on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. And they're saying a high-speed barrel roll, lasers blazing everywhere, and a 360 missile spread to welcome your opponents. That's what we call getting into battle with style. So they tend to switch up the lineup every time. Giannis, Hyro, Fabian, Deb, I think, showed up last time. So a lot of the usual Transformers Earth Wars faces over at Space Ape have a chance of showing up. And that will, again, be tomorrow at the usual time, which is noon Eastern time, or as they say here, 5 p.m. Universal time. So there you go. Big Bronze River saying, I think Strafe is going to be a great bot. Expect to see him in an outpost. Yeah, we're going to be taking a look at him a little bit later. It'll be my first look because I haven't seen him. I haven't even seen him yet. I did manage to get him in the test account. Haven't used him. So we'll be taking a look at him actually in just a couple minutes here. One last thing. Just want to remind everybody again, we are recording this live on Twitch at twitch.tv/EngineerHoist. If you want to join the folks down here in the chat live. And if you're watching on YouTube, come on over here. And also, when you do get to Twitch, hit the little bell icon and get the and turn on your notifications, because anytime I start a stream, I usually start a little bit early, and so you can be notified if in case you forget, because Twitch doesn't allow scheduling of streams like the way that YouTube did, and well, I guess still does. And another thing, also, in case YouTube. I think so far, I think my videos are still allowing comments, but if those ever get shut down, you can also follow on Instagram and Twitter. So to contact, I keep forgetting to promote. We also have a Discord. There's a link for the Discord down in the description as well. I also have been a little bit more active on those Instagram and Twitter, posting some behind the scenes stuff, taking pictures of some of the bots as I try to straighten up my studio and Transformers collection area. So, and that should bring us back around to the front. Indeed, it does. And we'll go ahead and go over here, bring up the game, but let me go ahead and get some chat here. So we've got, let's see. Yeah, even Optimus Prime here is saying playing a game AC Odyssey. I saw notifications pop up, and boom, straight over for the stream. Wreck and rule. That's right. Let's see. Lasers blazing everywhere. Reminds me of that one part in the Golden Lagoon where the cons are shooting each other. Yes! I am so glad somebody made a GIF or GIF, however you want to say it, of that, where it's just basically just repeating, just the lasers going everywhere. That's pretty hilarious. Counterpunch asking if I played the new Transformers trading card game. I have some cards, but I haven't ever played it, and I probably won't because I've just never played any of those games before. Never to say never, but it's not in the plans in the immediate future. Wonder if when you combine Computron, will he give the percentage when fighting in the game? Not sure what you're what you mean by giving the percentage. Hack ability would be cool. Could be a 4-star ability like Victorion. Oh yeah, for Computron and the as yet unnamed Decepticon. Let's see. Yeah, Sharksy's got a gif of the Golden Lagoon Decepticons going crazy. Okay, so here we are. This is the test account, or at least it should be. Yes, indeed, it is. So we're going to go ahead and go in here.
Autobots, roll out.
And roll out to go try out Strafe. So I went ahead and I did actually put him in the shuttle. We haven't sent this team in there yet. So we've got Strafe here with his fellow Paranoid bot, Red Alert, right next to him. And I just loaded up with some of my favorites like Rook and Optimus Prime, Star Saber, Impactor, Skylink's Cup. We'll try to focus on Strafe, and we'll bring in the others as needed. And 13 might be a little high to show off by himself. He is leveled up quite a ways. Let's see if see how he does in Zone 11. You want to see him in the showroom? We will see him in the showroom in a minute. I didn't even think about that. I'll do that. Go back there for that after this. Alright, so here we are. His ability, go berserk on their defenses for 10 seconds, dealing 783 damage per second. Wow. And reflecting 20% of damage back to your attackers. Okay, so let's check this out. We'll drop him here. Oh, that looks nice. I do like that. Alright, so let's start off here. Oh, that's cool. Oh, what? Oh, check that out. He's actually, like, targeting the defenses. He's not even going after the resources. That's pretty cool. And he had that, like, that little shield there. Well, let's just keep this going. And he's so cool, he actually turns and fires sideways. Oh, and he does actually target the headquarters. That's cool. And a huge range, too. Wow. Man, you guys weren't kidding. This is a good ability. Oh, he needs to destroy this so he can get one more ability point. There we go. And there's a solo strafe in Zone 10. Wow. That's cool. This was Zone 10. How powerful is he? As you can see, that was quite powerful. This guy is going to be cool. And the fact that he targets, he focuses on defenses and ignores the resources, that's cool. I'm honestly surprised that got through like that. Who is this saying? Oktar said a nerf waiting to happen. Yeah, that seems really powerful. I'm not complaining. I hope it doesn't happen. And they did play testing, so if it was too powerful, I'm sure they would have balanced it by now. So, wow, that's pretty cool. Okay, you guys want to see him in the showroom. He should be around here somewhere. There he is. And here is Strafe in the showroom. Oh, look, they've got his guns kind of hanging off his back there. So there you go. He kind of got his wings folded up on his legs. Now, it's interesting that they did go with I do recall seeing this. It's interesting that they went with more of a G1 look for his bot mode, but this is very much the Combiner Wars version of his alt mode. And you know, those guns that he has there were traditionally orange, but you know, I'm okay with the red. It does fit better with all of the rest of this. So, Big Bronze Rim was one of the playtesters. He's saying he was way more overpowered when they started. So he already has been nerfed, guys. So I'm not... So he may not be nerfed. Just be quiet about that whole thing. And just be happy to have him. And at the power level that he is. Very cool. We'll transform him back. I do like how they make the transformations basically make sense. Like the front of his jet mode kind of popped up and slid down his back there. So they actually kind of make it work for real. So that's cool. Very cool. This is definitely a bot you're going to want, guys. So get out there and battle this weekend. Get all the chances you can get, and best of luck to you getting the 4-star. This is a. I haven't been chasing many bots lately, but this is a bot that I would probably chase if I'm not lucky enough to get him out of this event. This is a bot that I'll probably chase with some bundles. Okay, so we did Zone 10 last time. Let's try him in Zone 11. Bruticus is saying he'll trade Devastator. I do not have Thrust. I do not have Thrust. This is a very similar looking base. Because again, it's a test account, so there's a lot of, cookie cutter bases that they throw in there just for something to attack.
Attack!
So we'll get him in here. We'll target that mortar over there. Look at this. He's just tearing this up like it's nothing, cutting through it like it's Swiss cheese. Oh no, we opened a outpost. Oh, but he's in range of the headquarters, so we're just gonna go straight for the headquarters. Oh, looks like there's nothing in the outpost. Yeah, we'll go right at the headquarters again. Yeah, there's Zone 11 for you. Yeah, Sharksy caught the name. Cheese 27, Decepticon 28 Commander. Like I said, clearly a cookie cutter base. That's how you can tell that they are. When it's got a crazy long name, more than any individual player could put in, it's clearly just a base that they put in for testing. Well, let's go try that again.
Autobots, roll out.
What was that? Zone 11? Let's try Zone 12. Zone 12. Okay, so we got a different base this time. Oh, look, and the defenses are all kind of bunched up right there. Oh, that's very convenient.
Attack!
Strafe, go wild, man. Don't worry about that wall. Just fly over it. You're a jet, for crying out loud. He's so cool, he just fired backwards. Oh no, he popped a Nightbird.
Abilities ready.
Okay, so there we go. Do this, do that. Keep going, keep going. Oh, he's going to pop these other two outposts. He does have enough for one more of these. This might be a little much for him to handle. Because I'm not sure if he'll be able to take down this headquarters, and then we're completely out of ability points for him. And I don't know how he's going to handle 3 Decepticons and a laser and a missile launcher. So I think we're going to have to bring in some help. Yeah, he's dead. Probably didn't need to bring everybody, but come on. He did a pretty good job, though, on Zone 12. So Zone 12, depending on the base, might be a little much. If you see where he's going to land and pop outposts, maybe don't try to solo with them. And, of course, we've got no ability points for anybody to use anything. Yeah, we're getting them. Yeah, Impactor ought to be able to finish this off.
Abilities ready.
There we go. Go Berserk, not Wild. Okay, yeah, you got me. You got me. Go Berserk. Well, I guess we'll have to try that again. I have to tell him to go Berserk. They're synonyms, right? Maybe not direct, exact meanings, but similar meanings.
Autobots, roll out.
I hear you, Skylinks. He's tough, so he's fine. Never mind. That was funny. I'm not sure how you say your name, but thank you for the follow. Okay, so here we go. Let's see how we manage with this one. I think the best strategy would be to come in from the side on one of these. Get him in here. Okay, so now these laser turrets are going to be attacking him, but he is reflecting it back. Be interesting to see how it works if there's anti-air lasers trained on him, because you know those anti-air laser turrets can really take down a bot. And of course, he does have that reflective shield. It doesn't say it's a shield or anything. It just says it reflects. Oh, look, he's in range of the headquarters. But if he doesn't get it this time, he's out of, doesn't have enough ability points for the next one. Oh, I think we're, yeah. Didn't quite make it. Okay, so I think we have confirmed that Zone 12 is a little much for a level 54, ability 8, Strafe. Okay, go ahead and take care of the outpost, guys. Impactor's gonna go run off by himself, just like a wrecker. Let's wait till everybody's done being stunned, and then Optimus can call him up over here. Rook can drop his decoy over there. And even though they're right next to the headquarters, they decided to go somewhere else. We don't need to call them, they got it. Big Bronze Rim says he'll be awesome with Amalgamus. He spends a long time in alt mode, so he'll get lots of healing. Yes, that's a very good point. It's very similar to Sentius Magnus. I think I saw somebody else mention Sentius Magnus up there. And obviously, Sentius Malus for all you Decepticons, as Thrust would be similar to that. Would be Amalgamus Prime Core, if you have it, would be a good choice, because what that does is you heal yourself a percentage of every bit of damage that you do in the special ability. So Sentius Magnus is he's got his ability is almost identical to Sentius Magnus, except he's in the air and has a little bit of a reflective shield. So yes, Amalgamus Prime Core ideal for this guy. It doesn't have nearly the health. Okay, so there you go. Can you throw a core on him? I suppose I can. What kind of core do we want? What kind of core do I have? There's Alchemist. How about I throw Nexus Prime on him? How's that? You guys want to see what Nexus Prime does on him? I know you don't. I know you don't. I don't really have very good cores. Honestly, I haven't asked for any good cores on the test account. We could put a reflective shield, but that hasn't really been his problem. Universal. Oh, I guess I got... These were all meant as leveling food. I could put regenerate. I don't know how well that would do on him. Or do you just want to see a core on him? Alchemist does heal you for the amount of the damage done, so that might help. Although he doesn't usually take a lot of damage until he's done using his ability, and then it's kind of too late. So we'll go ahead and put Alchemist on him. There you go. Now he's all smoky. Yeah, no one wants an Nexus Prime Core. Yeah, that's why I made that joke. Strafe looks like he might be the chest of Computron. No, he's the arm. He's actually the left arm, or the right arm, or one of the legs because it is Scramble City. But generally, he's the left arm. So what? How does that make him? He was like 1600 something before, so that bumped him up about 100 power points. We'll go give him another try here. I think we'll head back to Zone 11 so we can see one last little solo. Strafe is the new bot this week. Scattershot is the leader of the Techno Bots and forms the main, the torso. The torso is the word I was looking. Who's missing for Computron? Everybody but Strafe. He is the first one of the Techno Bots coming out.
Attack!
We still have Scattershot, Nose Cone, Afterburner, and Lightspeed to show up. So there you go. So you can see he's doing getting a little bit of healing done. And he's close enough to the headquarters, so we can just focus on it. Lightspeed is faster than Blur according to his name. That would be interesting to see a race. I wonder if there's any fiction out there with Lightspeed racing Blur. The guy with the nose, yeah, and he's got a cone or something. Yeah, nose cone.
It is over. Finish.
He's the drill. Fun fact, if you weren't aware, Nose Cone was actually the first Technobot made in Grimlock's new brain. And he uttered the line to Grimlock, "Are you my father?" He said it pretty much like that, too. And I forget how Grimlock responded. He's like, "Oh, no, not really, but in a way, yeah," or something like that. Because that was when Grimlock was all smart, like smarter than Perceptor smart. And great episode. I'm gonna have to pull out my DVD and watch that Grimlock's New Brain. I wonder if that's why I like the Technobots so much, just because that is a great episode. And then of course they come together. Grimlock created them because Abominus and the Terracons just showed up, and the Autobots didn't have a combiner to fight them. So Grimlock's, hey, I'm like smart, but I don't like being smart because I don't want to do the things my Dino buddies do. So he ended up just making a new combiner and transferred all his smarts to the Computron. That's why Computron has such a high processing power. So okay. So there's that. Got a few crystals to crack. So I'm going to switch accounts here real quick. Go back over to my main account. So we need to be a little quiet while that comes up. Guessing the next spots will start the con combiners, possibly. You'd think they'd have to if you want to keep them generally even, and it's probably going to be another year before we see the next combiner, because I can't imagine they're going to be releasing 5 straight Technobots or 5 straight whatever cons. My guess still is the C-cons building towards Piranha-Con, because that is probably the most famous, the biggest of the... Oh, I don't think I turned the music on. Here we go. But that is I'd say the highest profile is probably what I'm looking at of the combiners left. You sure there's like Leo Kaiser out there or Lio Kaiser? I'm not sure. I've never heard it said. I don't think. Or Raiden, the train bots, the Beastructor or Monstructor rather. Beastructor is the third party name of one. So you got a few other Decepticon combiners out there, but they're way obscure, or in Victory. Not that we haven't gotten things from Japan over there, because Star Saber and Deathsaurus, hello. But I would think that not only because Piranacon in the Seacons, or King Poseidon as he's known in Japan, is the most high profile of the remaining Decepticon combiners, but we're getting a set of toys of them, like, soon. In fact, the first set of them is supposed to be shipping any time now. Last I checked, I believe they were set to ship tomorrow. I haven't received any emails or anything about that, but I just looked back at my notes for when I purchased them. They were estimated to ship starting, what is today, the 22nd? Or maybe Thursday. The 23rd or 24th is when they were estimated to start shipping. They could be shipping very soon. I haven't received any notifications, all that, but they're coming out. So that's why I'm strongly thinking that it's going to be Piranacon. However, I thought we'd get Victorion when we got Optimus Maximus, because we had all of those bots in the game already anyway, and they went with Optimus Maximus, which was a one panel in the comics combiner, but he happened to have a toy. So that's why toy, all Transformers media, comics, TV shows, games, they even have a page on it titled this on the Transformers wiki. What's the purpose? To sell toys. That's ultimately what they try to do. So bringing out the Seacons to try to help sell those toys, I mean, the pre-orders are sold out, so it's not like they're having trouble doing that. But still, I would think, yeah. I strongly feel that Piranacon will be the next Decepticon combiner. Again, could be wrong. Sharksy saying that Prime versus Prime has one of the Seacons. Think it was Gulf, which that's the name that they're calling it now. That might be the Japanese name. I believe his original name, at least in the US, was Scalor. But yes, he is definitely one of the two that was coming out in the first wave, if you want to call it. Gen 1 Red Alert has two of the Seacons, two of the 6 Seacons. Is that G1? Or did you... Yeah, okay, there you go. I did end up getting the reissue set. Big Bad Toy Store had an exclusive reissue set. And they had it on a Black Friday sale a few years ago for like $30. I'm like, I can't pass that up. So I do have the whole set, just of reissues. So... Counterpunch is giving me the quote from Grimlock. He's saying, Grimlock said, "Are you my father?" And Grimlock said, "In a way, I'd rather you think of me as your fellow Autobot." Okay, there you go. So, thank you for looking that up. Overwatch says, starting with the Red Alert event, I'm waiting to open crystals until all my bots are at least level 40. You've got more patience than I do. To be fair, I do wait to open crystals on stream, and sometimes I do open crystals faster for the stream purposes and stuff like that. But honestly, even if I wasn't streaming, I don't think I'd wait. So, all right. So, how about we hop over here? Got a little bit of few crystals to crack over here. I did already actually spend the shards to get them, so we didn't have to wait. The 2 crystals available to claim, those are what they're saying. Hey, you can go buy some G Metal core chips. I'm like, no, I'm saving up for the Prime core chip. So, it's kind of annoying. I hate having that little red notification thing. I mean, even on my phone, I have to read every email because I can't see unread emails. It annoys me to death. So this year I'm having to just deal with it. So these were all the results of last weekend's individual event. I did get to the 8,500 points so I could get all of the 4-star shards, which was enough to get me another 4-star crystal. Got all the premium shards, got all of the 3-star shards. So we've got the premiums, a 3-star and a 4-star, and we're pretty darn close to another 3-star, so we might be getting another 3-star crystal. Yeah, and Big Bronze Rim saying, until you have all of the prime cores, don't buy G metals. Yes, exactly. That's why I have to deal with those two being there, because I don't have all of the prime cores yet, and I am not going to waste my prime core shards on G metal cores until I get all of the prime cores. I'm pretty close. I think I've got 2 or 3 left. But let's get these crystals cracked. Premium crystals. We'll cycle through these premium crystals. We got a hot rod. We've got a monkey prime. Oh, speaking of which, the last free crystal I opened like right before. I kind of wish I had waited, although it probably wouldn't have had the same result if I waited. But it was a 3-star jazz out of the free crystal, so they still do drop 3 stars out of free crystals. We got a Trax here. Shoulder pads prime of the 3-star variety. And we got Rhinox, who must have recently been added to these crystals. Yeah, it would be nice if you could disable the notifications for crystals, because like, come on, as if I don't know I have crystals. I mean, everybody's like taking notes and tracking on boards. They've got the little, you know, like if you're on a desert island, you're putting the little notches, how many days you've been there. Like people don't essentially do that with their shards already. Like, we don't need notifications. There's a 3-star Slash. Rhinox got released on Monday. There you go. I knew it was coming soon. Speaking of which, we got a 3-star crystal. You know, I'm going to use this on a Decepticon 3-star crystal. Still likely to be a dupe. It's not! Cybertron Starscream. There you go! At least we can say we got a new bot to this with this. So that was a well spent crystal on the Decepticon side. Although, of course, my Decepticon leveling is completely backed up in the space bridge, so chances of him actually getting leveled anytime soon are slim to none. And of course, the benefits of the Cybertron Starscream are mostly focused towards raids and as an Autobot. We don't send the Decepticons into raids, although I don't know why. I mean, come on. The whole story was based about the Autobots and Decepticons working together. You should have the option to be able to use your opposite faction in the raids. Anyway, I digress. Last but not least, we have a 4-star crystal. Likely to be some 5-star shards, which I do need. We got a Ratchet. We got some Spark, and we got a gold G1 Ratchet Power Core. I think I have one already, though. Still nice to get. Oh, we've got Story from Cybertron Starscream. Okay, very cool. I'm back, and if I say so myself, looking simply smoking in my new Cybertron redo form. Oh, hi, Starscream. Yeah, nice. Bit retro, but okay. I'm so over that throwback thing. Can't beat a good F-16 or F-22, depending on your G1 iteration preference. Seriously, Thundercracker? You prefer those substandard arc refits over a form built to withstand the rigors of deep space? Well, I always found space travel overrated. Whole lot of nothing, then, oh, there's a planet, or a nebula. Gets old pretty fast. Well, what about my new resistance to anything up to and including the power of a prime core? That's handy, I guess, but, you know, today it's prime cores, tomorrow it'll be something else. And, well, suddenly you're behind the curve again. True, Thundercracker, true. Better to just stay off trend. Wait and see what's around the corner. Skywarp, Thundercracker, you two are seriously raining on my parade. Well, that's the thing about parades. They get rained on. You're all the way up, then you come crashing back down. Better to stay on the same... Stop! I've listened to enough of your doom and gloom. I'm off in search of upbeat and cheery feedback from Dirge. He gone? Yep, think we pulled it off? You mean, did he suspect we're chartreuse with envy and yearning for our own upgraded Cybertronian forms? I reckon not. Result! Oh, so they're like brothers. They're just giving him a hard time. So, that was a fun little story. I had to stifle my laughter when Starscream said he was going to go get some, try to avoid the doom and gloom by going to visit Dirge. And, yeah, and clearly, not only were they joking, but this was before the whole G.I. Joe brouhaha, where Skywarp ultimately ended up getting his, on-trend, little upgrade. What was I going to look at? Oh, yeah, power cores. Bot cores, G1. Yep, got a G1 ratchet already on my 4-star ratchet. But we got a nice, shiny, new G1 ratchet. I could probably put on a 3-star or maybe hold in case I get a 5-star. So, very nice, very nice. Very nice. Wonder if they forgot to change Skywarp in the story. Well, again, that story actually came out prior to the whole G.I. Joe thing. So at that point, we didn't even know about G.I. Joe, much less the Skywarp change into the Night Raven mode. So that was an appropriate form of Skywarp in that story. Because remember, the stories were set when the bots first came out. I just happened to get Cybertron Starscream. It's been about a year since those bots came out, so. You know, I think that's about all we got for tonight. It's quite a bit, though. So we took a look at what was coming up in the event. We took a look at Strafe in action, and boy, that ability is a doozy. Get out there, earn your Super XP, earn your blasting crystals, and best of luck to everybody. Hope you can get yourself a 4-star Strafe or Thrust, and a 3-star and a 2-star. If you can get the hat trick, more power to you. But man, even a 3-star I think would be fantastic and be usable on many people's squads. And then of course we cracked some crystals. We saw that Cybertron Starscream, nice little story from him as well. And honestly, that's gonna do it. We do the streams on Twitch like we do now every Wednesday at 8 p.m. If you follow on Twitch, make sure you hit the notifications so you can be notified when I go live. Usually start about 10 minutes prior to give everybody time to show up. And then afterwards, we record it. I take the recording and chop it up and send it off to YouTube, and we do a little bit of an after show thing on Twitch, which doesn't come over to YouTube. So if you want to be part of that, you gotta watch live on Twitch at twitch.tv/EngineerHoist. And without any more self-promotion, I'm just going to sign off and say I'm Engineer Hoist. Keep rolling, my friends, and we'll see you next time.